What is an obstacle? What is an obstacle? An obstacle is something that hinders you, something that gets in the way along your path, along the course of your life, along your goals, along what you're trying to achieve in your life, right? But how do you view an obstacle? How do you view an obstacle in your life? And I've been learning, I believe, another good virtue about the obstacles that I encounter on a daily basis, as well as the obstacles that encounter me. Sometimes, we got obstacles that we encounter when we're headed towards a specific goal. We're doing something. We're in the course of action. We're in the course of working and moving towards a specific goal or something that we're trying to achieve. It could be something mundane as just going to work and performing a particular task, or it could be something that's a lifetime goal, something that we're trying to achieve with with just a longevity, a longevity goal, or it could be something that we're just sitting down and we're doing something. We're not really pursuing a goal. We're just relaxing. And someone calls you up on the phone and they bring an obstacle into your world. And at that point in time, you have the opportunity to choose whether or not to help them to overcome that obstacle and to go through it with them or not to. So you got obstacles that you encounter on the road of success in reference to succeeding in your goals and your achievements and the things that you want to do in your life. And then you have obstacles that encounter you. But I'm learning that my perspective on everything that I encounter in life, I believe dictates how it affects me. Because I'm affecting life. Life is not affecting me. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a perspective that I'm choosing to have for myself. So when I come in encounter an obstacle in my life, something that has the potential or has the guise, it has the guise, the G-U-I-S-E, it has the looks to seem as if it is going to hinder me. It's an obstacle. It's something that gets in the way or slows me down in the path of whatever it is that I'm choosing and desiring to accomplish in my life at that particular time. How do I perceive that whenever I encounter it, right? And like I said, I'm learning that my perspective on every single thing that I encounter, as well as every single thing that encounters me, every single thing in my life dictates how it affects me or how I'd affect it, right? So I believe that it says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So notice this. Say you have a goal, right? You have a goal, and that goal is in your mind. And the faith of that goal is not necessarily the goal being achieved, right? So you have faith in your mind. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So let's say my goal, I am believing that I am going to go and let's say for a bodybuilder, someone's bench presses 250 pounds. And he says, by faith, I am believing, by faith, I am imagining, by faith, I am seeing through the eyes of faith myself bench pressing 350 pounds. But yet my faith is not me actually doing it. My faith is the substance of what I am going to do, and therefore I anticipate it being done. It's the evidence of things hoped for. It's the substance of things not seen. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So whenever I encounter an obstacle, how do I view it? Do I view it through the eyes of faith, the same faith that I had before I encountered the obstacle, right? Or do I view it as something that is going to hinder me in the course of my path? So I've been learning that there's one more verse that comes to my mind that's really powerful. It says, and we know that all things work together for the good, to them that love God, to those that are called according to his purpose. So it's like this. It's like, it does not say that all good things, but it says all things. Whether the good moments as well as the obstacles, all things somehow, some way within the infinite divine wisdom of God Almighty somehow work together within the dynamics of the whole process for the betterment of me. So whenever I encounter an obstacle now, I'm starting to look at obstacles through the lenses of faith and say that, listen, this is not something that is meant to hinder me, nor is it something that will hinder me. And no matter how it affects me or how I affect it at the moment that I encounter it or it encounters me, I trust and believe, regardless of the fact and how it may seem, it is going to turn out for the betterment of me. I'm getting better. I'm always getting better. I'm always getting stronger. I'm always getting wiser. I'm always overcoming the obstacles that stand in my path, right? Or that attempt to stand in my path. Why? Because I'm viewing them from a perspective of faith. What am I believing in? I'm believing, first of all, in God and his ability to provide and to be able to do the things that I cannot do within my natural body, or to give me the power, the ability, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the strength, the momentum, the motivation, the drive, the determination, the focus, all of these different qualities and attributes of divineness, of divinity, right? He's going to give me those things in order to be successful in the things that I set my mind to. So I got to, whenever I get in a day, like every single day is a new life. Every single day you encounter different obstacles, something that has the potential. It looks as if, it seems as if it will hinder you in the overall path of what it is that you have chosen for your life at that time, what it is that you're trying to achieve, right? But I'm learning to look at obstacles from a different perspective. You know why? Because I have an overall faith and believe and trust that regardless of what comes in my path on a daily basis, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much the resistance is, no matter how much adversity, no matter how much accusations, no matter how many things that I come up against on a daily basis, I'm learning to keep a positive mindset, to trust and believe that regardless of what it is or what it was or what it will be, I know that ultimately I am going to win. Ultimately, I am not a loser. Ultimately, at the end of this game, I could be down 28-0 in the fourth quarter like Tom Brady against the Falcons. And guess what? We coming back, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that mentality, because that's the mentality that keeps you going. That is the mentality that drives a platoon through the enemy forces and still comes out victorious. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality of a person who's not just motivating themselves by the grace of God, by the spirit of motivation, by the spirit of power, by the spirit of might, by the spirit of faith and believing, right? But that is the spirit of a person who is able to motivate somebody else to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, days are hard. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit up here, man, and lie to y'all and say, man, that my life is all peaches and cream and everything goes good. I've been through a lot of things in my life. You know what I'm saying? I did 12 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? I was fighting for my life in many different times. You know what I'm saying? Man, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. Man, everybody has. Everybody got a story. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about so much as what you encountered, but it's how you overcame those things. And I'm overcoming things right now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically. You know, and a lot of people, it's crazy because you can look at somebody and you can try to judge their life based upon what you see, but you don't understand what it is that they had to go through in order to get where they're at. You know, like T.D. Jakes said, he says, man, you see the glory. You see the glory, but you don't know the story. You see the glory. You see the glory, but you don't know the story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have to motivate myself, and I've been through a lot, man, but this is another thing that's coming to my mind, right? And I was thinking about this earlier when I was thinking about making this post, right? What is it in my life? What struggles in my life? What obstacles in my life did I contribute to? Ooh, that's pressure, right? Because now here comes accountability. A lot of times we'll look back on all the things that we went through in life, and I keep saying went through because obviously we overcame them, because if you're listening to what I'm saying to you now, you're still here. You're still alive, you're still breathing, you still have breath, you still have opportunity, you're still moving forward, you ain't stand still. Those things didn't overcome you, right? But we're still here, right? The things that I went through in my life, in my past, or the things that you went through in your life, in your past, right, that you're not proud of, that you don't like, right? Like I went to prison, or I did this, and I had this happen in my life, and I didn't like certain things in my life, right? What was it about my behavior? What was it about who I was? What was it about my lack of doing something that I should have been doing that contributed or brought about the things in my life that I didn't like? And that's accountability. That's accountability. You know, a lot of people say that the world doesn't revolve around you. I say the world does revolve around you. What does that mean? That means that you're responsible for your actions and what goes on in your world. In your world. In your world. Here first. Here first, and then there, right? So you're responsible for your actions. And like I said, a lot of things that we bring up that come to pass in our life, a lot of the obstacles that we encounter on a daily basis, and even a lot of the obstacles that encounter us, we contribute to. And matter of fact, you want to know even something that's even more pressure than that? We're the main contributors. We're the main contributors to most of the mess in our life. And it's so easy for us just like Adam and Eve, just like Eve did. What she do? She blamed the serpent. You know what I'm saying? And what did Adam do? He blamed the woman. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to play the blame game to try to push things off on somebody else or something else, right? But what was it about the obstacle, right, that we contributed to? And a lot of times, man, we through consistent behaviors, through consistent behavior patterns, through consistent thought processes and imaginations, we bring about the things in our life that we say that we hate the most. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, people are always talking about loyalty. Well, how many times have you not been loyal to somebody else? And how many times whenever you weren't loyal did you justify it in your mind as the reason as to why you were not loyal at that time? How many times did you justify your loyalty, your lack of loyalty? You say, well, listen, I didn't have to be loyal at that time because happened. Well, notice this. What was it about their lack of loyalty to you, right, that they justified? You know what I mean? Because of what you did, you know? And so it's like what was it about what was given to us and what was brought into our life and what we encountered on a daily basis through our course of life, the things that we don't like, the things that we're not proud of, the obstacles that we came upon, right? What was it about our actions and reactions that brought about that effect in our life? Because everything has a cause and an effect. You know what I mean? You drink water. That's the cause. What is the effect? Many different effects, but one of them you have to use the restroom. You got to use the restroom. Same thing with eating food, right? Everything has a territory. They say everything comes with a territory. You know what I mean? You live a certain lifestyle. You do a certain thing. You live a certain way. You think a certain way, right? You are opening the door for certain things to be a part of your life. And what you do then is you open up the door for obstacles to be a part of your life also, right? But how do you view these obstacles? How do you view these obstacles? Do you view them as something that's actually going to hinder you? Or do you view them with joy? And that's what I'm learning to do. I'm learning to gain momentum whenever I come to an obstacle. Whenever I encounter an obstacle, I'm learning to be like, man, you know what? It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. What? For me to grow stronger, not just mentally, and I mean, not just physically, but mentally. It's an opportunity for me to grow wiser. It's an opportunity for me to learn. It's an opportunity for me to advance. You know what else it is? It's an opportunity for me to be victorious. Ooh, pressure. Because whenever I'm coming up to an obstacle, see this hill right here? Look at this hill. I'm on top of this hill right now. That hill was an obstacle for me going forward, right? And I stumbled a little bit coming up that hill. I got dirt in my boot and everything, right? But check this out, I'm on top of this hill. So what was this obstacle, opportunity for me for? To be victorious over. Now I'm standing on top of this thing. I'm standing on top of this thing. Now I could be proud. Now I could be happy. Now I could rejoice in the fact that I overcame it. Now guess what? Now I get to come down. I get to come down. You know what I'm saying? So man, I just want you to be motivated. I want you to be encouraged. Regardless of what stands in your way, mentally, physically, emotionally, view it from the lens of overcoming. View it from the lens of success, greatness, victory. You know what I mean? Whenever you encounter something on your daily basis, it's something that obviously requires a greater amount of effort. It requires a greater amount of effort for you to get through it. You know what I mean? It requires a greater amount of effort, man. And usually it's more, not usually, but all the time, it's always more mental than it is physical. You know, it says that the body only achieves what the mind believes. The body only achieves what the mind believes. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe the word of God for yourself and over your life? Do you believe that you have all power now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that I ask or think, according to the power that works in us, in me, right? I believe that. Do I believe that? Right? Do I believe that? Right? So, yeah, life is hard. Life has struggles. But I view my life from the lenses of faith, from the lenses of that in the end, guess what? No matter what it looks like during the game, no matter what it seems like in the game, no matter what it seems like in the game, fourth quarter, 28-0, I'm coming back. That means that it's going to be 33-28, baby. It's going to be 33-28 or 38-28. Somehow, some way, I know and I trust that the end result of every and any obstacle that I encounter or that encounters me on a daily basis from the eyes and the lens of faith it's nothing but an opportunity to maximize my greatness in that life, in that particular goal, in that particular achievement. Man, I encourage y'all to be encouraged. I encourage myself to be encouraged. I'm unashamed right now. You know what I'm saying? Within my mind, not caring, not worrying about who doesn't like my life or who does not like who I am or who I am becoming, because I am trusting and believing that who I am and who I am becoming is the greatest. Who I am and who I'm becoming is something that I esteem as highly, and I believe that God likes and honors. And I trust that my life is within alignment with my destiny. And I'm trusting and believing that every single step and every single thing that I go through on a daily basis is working together for the good. And we know that all things work together for the good. Man, be encouraged. Be encouraged no matter where you're at, what you're doing, what you're going through. Go through it and view it from the lens of greatness, success, victory. When you can view life and life's obstacles, the things that require more effort in order to get through the lens of victory, right? When you can view it through that lens of victory, you can smile when you encounter it. You can say, man, this is a blessing. When I came in front of when I encountered this hill to come over, it's a blessing. You know why? Because I know I'm going to get over this thing. The little engine that could, he believed that he could. Where there's a will, there's a way. Keep your will and trust in God's power, man. His divine power. It's available. It's accessible. You got to apply that thing, man. You got to apply him in your life. Man, I trust and believe, man. I trust and believe in this. God bless y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.